Different scenery. Hey there, my name's Will White. Apparently I like to talk. What's funny is I'm an introvert. Very much so, but learned how to be extra, I guess. So I was thinking, I was actually sitting on the John and looking at just on my phone like a lot of us do. And this chick was thinking about something called bankrupt identity. I didn't research it, but what I got was it's related to setting your own values on yourself, how valuable you feel you are. So it got me thinking, and it's just so weird that when I was younger, I used to rely on I would lean on the opinions of others, what they thought about me, to help me gauge how well I'm doing or if I'm cool. But again, that's teenage stuff, so it's more normal. But I still see it in adults today, like my age or even older. I'm 38, be 39, April 1st. April Fool's Day. No, actually, my birthday is a joke. It's on April 1st. So here's my little analogy. Using other people's opinions for you to decide your own self-value is like having something of really high value and you're trying to sell it, and let's say it's worth 100 grand, whatever, 100 grand. But you don't know. You're like, I know it's expensive. I know it's worth a lot. And the first guy or girl comes up like, hey, what is its value? Asking you this item, the car, let's say. And you're like, I don't know. I was going to ask you what the value is. Like, oh, well, I think it's worth $50. And you're like, really? Fuck. I totally thought it was worth more than that. Shit. Damn. So it doesn't really have much value? Nope. It's worth $50, at least in my eyes. And what kind of fool would be like, okay, I guess if you think its value is X, doesn't matter what I think, even though it's mine and I know it's worth a lot, I'm just gonna lean on your opinion to establish my own value. Does that not sound batshit crazy? Stop letting other people write your fucking value. It's like growing your own business and, I don't know, having a depressed client come up and write the paycheck for you. So your business, but you let someone else fill out the amount. And they're like, I don't care, whatever, here's $1, I don't give a shit, whatever. And you're like, oh, okay. Like, nah, man, know your value. I will say that if you walk around feeling like a loser, piece of shit, worth nothing, odds are one of two things is probably happening. You're a loser, piece of shit, and you should do some reflection and work on it. Or you got some deep-seated trauma, childhood, PTSD, depressions, something else is going on, and I think it's a shame to walk through life with your head down and feeling down about yourself. I'm guilty of it. I think most of us are. I think as long as we're working on it, the progress is important. Don't just give up, man. I'm not talking just suicide. Don't do suicide, 1. But 2, don't accept the fact that you're in a down state. You're depressed, you're a negative Nancy, you have a victim mindset, which I've learned a little bit here lately. Someone that's always playing the victim, 1, is really hard to get along with for me. But a little tiny bit that I picked up was unresolved victimization, prior. So basically, at some point, you could have been a traumatic victim, and you never worked through it. So subconsciously, you're still looking for that affirmation. Yes, you were victimized. Yes, it was horrible. Yes, poor thing. I get it. At some point in life, we all need empathy, maybe even sympathy. I'm very anti-sympathy, but it does have its place. It does allow us to kind of take a little pressure off of ourselves when someone gives us sympathy or empathy, it's kind of this recognition that, yes, I acknowledge you're going through some shit and some bad shit happens. I see it. So I understand you're crying or you're depressed or you're angry. I get it. I see it. I acknowledge it. Being acknowledged is a big thing. But yeah, victim mindset often comes from unresolved shit. And the other thing I wanted to talk on was, this is kind of coming from my own experience. And for you guys and girls that, really anyone that has down days, it doesn't have to be anything severe or super crazy traumatic. You know, I'll just tell you mine. Last week, had a phone call appointment with the doctor about PTSD and psychosis, all that stuff I talked about last week. And that kind of re-cracked, like opened the door a little bit again. Like, okay. Wasn't ready to work on stuff. And then talked to a friend about that stuff, and it ended up just kind of triggering the whole downward spiral or the rabbit hole. And it takes like 3 or 4 days usually for me to work through it. Some of you can do it in minutes. Some of you it takes weeks or years. But what clicked today, and I think this is useful for anyone, is reminding you that your basement is not your house, and your house is not your basement. Your basement is part of your house. So imagine you got a scary basement, there's little goblins and whatever, but you got to go down there once in a while because they're being too noisy. It's actually a good metaphor. The goblins in the dark, creepy, musty, scary fucking basement are starting to get a little aggressive and talking too loud. So you got to go down there, you got to talk to them, address them, and it's kind of scary. Once you calm them down for now, okay, you'll go back and eventually the goblins will go away. Goblins, that's funny. But what I'm saying is, just because you have to go in the basement once in a while doesn't mean your life is the basement. You got a nice big house, and you got just a shitty little basement. Or you have a tiny house with a huge basement, depending on how severe your symptoms are or your state of mind. So it's just a reminder, you don't have to live in your basement. You can frequent it. And if you live in your basement, maybe come out to the house once in a while until you get used to seeing the sunlight and people and all the other good things. Because we can't get comfortable with being in a negative state of mind. Once we're in a state of mind for so long, it becomes comfortable. And we don't want to leave it. And we get some sort of positive feel. It's not a positive result, but it's a positive sensation in a weird way that it almost feels good to be down or depressed. And I think that is probably called self-pity, which is, in my opinion, pretty much useless unless you're using it to kind of soothe yourself momentarily to catch your breath before you move forward and progress. That's what I got today, man. I feel pretty good about it. Shorter video, 2 good topics. Yeah, you're not your basement, man. And whatever the hell else I was talking about, I don't even know. We're gonna breathe, baby. Yeah. Did some yoga today, so super chill morning. Keep trying to cut some weight. And I'm good, and then I'm like, this little 4 or 5 pounds, but that's on me. I know what I'm not doing right, and I gotta tweak it. So I'm trying, and I know I'm sucking, but I'm still trying. I'm not gonna give up and go back to 267 pounds. I'm gonna keep chugging along, even if I'm just maintaining. That's doing something. And I've learned in life, you got 3 decisions. You got the right decision, which is best, the wrong decision, which is second best, which sounds weird. The last one is making no decision, doing nothing. So think about, a lot of this comes from violence, self-defense kind of stuff. We go through this fear cycle sometimes, if we allow ourselves to, and what we end up doing is freezing and doing nothing. Think about when you were younger, you may do it now, you hear a big, scary, loud noise in the middle of the night in your house, and you cover up with blankets, and you're like, oh, please no, please no, please no, please no. That's you doing nothing. That's just hoping there's no bad guy or burglar. But like in a physical confrontation, if someone's, running their mouth, or you feel like you're about to be attacked, and you're gonna have to fight. That's the best answer. Fight well and win the fight. Second best option is just fight, and even though you don't know what the hell you're doing, you'd be better off being a badass and knowing what you're doing. So fight with skill. If you don't have skills, you fight anyway. Third option is you just don't decide. You stand there and take whatever they're going to give you. They want your money, your life, or your possessions. It's usually your money, your possessions, your life, or your body. So that means someone can probably take your purse or your money, rape you, and then kill you. So what I'm getting at, I don't want to trigger anyone, but that may help you process some fears that are unresolved from the past if you were, sexually assaulted. Again, I'm not a licensed therapist. It's just what makes sense in my mind. If you made a mistake that resulted in this negative outcome, understanding the mistake you made now may help you let go of what happened then. So there's the fear of things happening again. It's going to happen again. It's going to be the same thing again and again and again. Maybe, but if you change how you would handle the situation and visualize how you could come out on top, that's going to help your psyche just kind of mellow down a little bit. Whether that's learning judo, jiu-jitsu, seeing a psychologist to shift how you perceive life, a job interview, a day at the office, whatever. You made a mistake last week, the boss got onto you, you're like, oh shit, if it happens again, I'm fired. If it happens again, I'm fired. What can you learn from that to prevent you from doing it again or allowing it to happen again? Learn that shit, you might be a little better. Hey, baby. Breathe. Today is something. 13th. So if you're getting on this stuff, 13 deep breaths. Hold at the end. And that's it. Tomorrow's the 14th. Wait a second. February 14th. Is that Valentine's? Is that Valentine's Day tomorrow? No, we're in March. Duh. I was like, I swear we just had Valentine's. It's in March. Ha! Not February. It's a weird freaking name anyway. February. 28 days, sometimes in the month. Weirdo. February, I like you. You're weird. So do your breathing. I'm gonna do it by myself.